Okay, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm back here with some more news content here. So now FTX, get this, FTX now is suing Sam Bankman-Fried's parents for $26 million. That's right, because they want to claw back some of that in gifts and property, apparently. So obviously Sam Bankman-Fried, he's currently in jail awaiting charges because of the whole, failed collapse of FTX and all that stuff. And I really don't see how he's going to get out of this, but basically it says here that bankrupt crypto exchange FTX is looking to claw back luxury property and millions of dollars in fraudulently transferred and misappropriate funds from the parents of Sam Bankman-Fried, the exchange's disgraced ex-CEO and founder. In a Monday court filing, lawyers representing the bankruptcy estate of the failed exchange alleged that Alan Joseph Bankman and his wife Barbara Fried exploited their access and influence within the FTX enterprise to enrich themselves directly and indirectly by millions of dollars. I guess now that Sam Bankman-Fried's parents could also find themselves in legal trouble right now, not just Sam Bankman-Fried himself, because Sam Bankman-Fried is already in deep legal stuff, but it says here that the lawsuit, which was filed in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware, goes on to claim that despite knowing or blatantly ignoring the FTX group was insolvent or on the brink of insolvency, Bankman and Fried discussed with their son the transfer of a $10 million cash gift and a $16.4 million luxury property in the Bahamas. So, of course, the biggest thing I'm wondering about the FTX is how were people convinced by this, because if FTX was going to be already, if FTX was already doomed to fail, then I'm surprised that people even chose to invest in it if it was already going to be a very shady company, but obviously nobody knew that FTX was going to be this very shady business practice or this pyramid scheme, in other words, and they just a lot of people who invested their money, FTX, the crypto, it just quickly crashed overnight, I guess, apparently. And, now, basically, it's being sued. So, yeah, this is, I guess you could say, another crazy, or it's suing the parents of Sam Bankman-Fried. The suit alleges that as early as 2019, Sam's father also directly participated in efforts to cover up a whistleblower complaint that threatened to expose the FTX group as a house of cards. The filing details emails written by Bankman in which he complained to the FTX U.S. head of administration that his annual salary was $200,000 when he was supposed to be getting $1 million a year. So it seems like here that basically that SBF's father practically lied about his income, in other words, as well. So obviously, this FTX stuff is absolutely just this is absolutely crazy. This new information that I'm getting in the news about it. That grievance was ultimately elevated to his son in an email, according to the lawsuit. The filing characterizes the correspondence as Bankman lobbying his son to massively increase his own salary, and within 2 weeks, that Bankman-Fried allegedly that he allegedly gifted his parents $10 million in funds coming from Alameda, and within 3 months, the couple was deeded for the $16.4 million property in the Bahamas. According to the partially redacted filing, Bankman-Fried's parents also pushed for tens of millions of dollars in political and charitable contributions, including to Stanford University, which were seemingly designed to boost their professional and social status. So it looks like here that FTX, that people already knew that FTX was going to collapse. However, it looks like here that SBF's parents try to basically, suppress that sort of information and I guess intimidate the person that threatens to, expose FTX for what it truly stands for and what it truly is about. So SBF's mom is also accused of encouraging her son and others within the company to avoid, if not violate, federal campaign finance disclosure rules by engaging in straw donations or otherwise concealing the FTX group as the source of the contributions. His parents obviously are legal scholars that taught at Stanford Law School, and SBF himself independently faces multiple wire and securities fraud charges related to the alleged multi-billion-dollar FTX fraud. Now, honestly, man, I think that despite their status, I think that this, without a doubt, that Sam Bankman-Fried, he looks 100% guilty, and I personally think this makes him even more guilty. Federal prosecutors and regulators allege that Bankman-Fried was the driver of one of the biggest financial frauds in U.S. history. In the words of USDA Damian Williams, the U.S. DOJ has charged the former FTX CEO with using billions of dollars in customer money to fund VC investments, buy property, and make political donation, and he has pleaded not guilty, and his trial is going to kick off on October 3rd in a couple of weeks, and which I think he's going to lose this case.